Good evening. Good afternoon. Good lunchtime. You're watching Hazard Fab, and this is a walkthrough of my 2006 Mazda RX-8. Let's start out with the front. Right here we got an LS1 out of an 03 base Corvette. Right now what I have done to it is a mild camshaft, long tube headers, and then of course that fast 102 manifold. And then it's street tuned, so I can only estimate the horsepower. I'm thinking maybe around 500. But it's done a 977 60130, so whatever that means to you. As far as the cooling system, you can see there's a bunch of hoses going nowhere. I mean, these are heater core hoses. I just don't have them hooked up right now, but I could have heat. I got this Mazir electric water pump right there. Thing's awesome. And then Mishimoto Rx8 radiator. And I made some ducting. It's a little hard to see, but I have a radiator ducting there, homemade sheet metal. Works pretty well. Struggles to get up to temp. Maybe I need a thermostat. And then here we have my expansion tank. And then this was just, required to run at the drag strip. Don't actually need it, but too lazy to take it out. As far as engine management, this is run by Terminator X, not an X Max. Oh my god. Which means it's drive-by cable, which is pretty cool. Nice throttle response there. And great tunability with the standalone ECU. You can just plug in my laptop, street tune it, do whatever the hell I want. It's really cool. I added in this switch right there for a 2-step rev limiter, and I also set up some wheel speed sensors that set up traction control. And then again, also with the Holly, is this beautiful digital dash setup, which has a GPS unit there in the corner, and I get, GPS speed, and I can see everything else, and I can swipe through all the different gauge clusters, and it is amazing. One thing that I was struggling with initially in the build was getting my power steering working, because the RX-8s are electric power steering. I found this little computer chip. I sprayed it with some Plasti Dip, rubber protective shit. Works pretty well. It was made by some guy called G-ROM Electronics on Facebook, and just 4 wires, wired it in to my electric power steering system, and now I got power steering, and it's awesome because it was a CAN bus nightmare to set up, but with this thing, it made it super easy. Super grateful for that. And enough of the rat's nest of an engine bay. Let's get around to some of the other things I have done. Obviously you can see I have these nice welds on there. And then for suspension, I'm running currently some Teen Flex Z coilovers, although I am going with the V8 Roadsters RX8 swap coilovers. They're a bit stiffer, meant for the swap. And then it's got a full 3-inch custom exhaust with an X-pipe, a couple of MagnaFlows, and sounds pretty good. I'll put in some sound clips. And then actually a lot of suspension work is done to the rear of this thing. I have full solid rear subframe bushings, as well as a Ford 8.8 differential with a 390 gear and a Jegs LSD. That also has solid bushings, and then almost full P2M camber arms with solid control arms with solid bushings, because this is multi-link. There are 5 control arms per side, so 4 of them each side are P2M, and then I switched out my camber arms for Megan Racing ones, which I personally think are better for a few reasons. And yeah, full solid bushings on the rear, which honestly was huge. Night and day putting those on. If you're wondering whether or not you want to put solid bushings in your rear, whether it's suspension or control arms, I'm gonna say do it. This thing, the rear end kicks out and it's like butter. It is amazing. It's such a difference. And can't forget the transmission. This one is a Tremec Magnum F. It's just an aftermarket T56. I was able to find this shift knob that actually has the right pattern. I just found it, got it for free. But this has a Sicky 44% short throw shifter, so it's pretty damn short. I like it. A lot of people think it's too short. And then lastly, before the sound clips, driving clips, I did have to fit this battery switch here to run at the drag strip because I do have a aftermarket trunk mounted battery, and I also needed this battery box because Rx8 does not have a steel firewall in the rear. This plastic panel in the middle pops out, so needed the box, needed the switch. Okay, I think I covered everything. That's about it. Appreciate you watching, and here's a couple sound clips.